He's had a couple of okay games so far this season, Jimmy Garoppolo. He was injured early on, and now he's injured and might not be back this season. He's on injured reserve, although, of course, players are allowed to return from injured reserve this season. I think they have to spend 3 weeks on injured reserve, and then they can come back. So there is a chance that we may have seen Jimmy Garoppolo play for San Francisco for the last time. Personally, I have been a fan of Jimmy Garoppolo for a long time. He's not a special quarterback, but he is a quarterback that I think you can win with, and I think he's been in the perfect position with San Francisco over the last couple of years, and I think it's a perfect position for those guys who they're not special quarterbacks, but they're capable. You know, they're okay quarterbacks, but they're just other guys. He's been in a perfect position where you've got, a really good defense in San Francisco, particularly a front four. Not so much this year because of injuries, but certainly last year a good defense, pretty good protection up front, and some nice skill position players that all are sort of conducted by one of the great offensive coordinator minds in the game. That's where these guys who are, good quarterbacks, but not in the top echelon, that's where they can flourish. They need to be in that perfect sort of situation. Good defense, good offensive line, good offensive, curators, curating plays and whatever. The thing with Jimmy Garoppolo is, and we say it's a game of inches, it's all summed up in that one play at the end of that Super Bowl where he took that final shot for the Niners. I think it was to Emmanuel Sanders, and it would have finished the game if he had have connected on it, and he couldn't. And that is what is the difference between Jimmy Garoppolo and the guys on his level and the guys on the next level that you win Super Bowls with. Jimmy Garoppolo had a great season for San Francisco last year, and there's a couple of games that they would not have won without him, but they went through the playoffs and they didn't really need him. They run the ball, and then in the Super Bowl they got to a game where they got through most of the Super Bowl without really needing him. He made a couple of bad mistakes, but they had that 10-point lead, and they just needed him to make that one play, and he couldn't do it. And that's because he's not that kind of quarterback. And that's why you spend your lifetime trying to get a Patrick Mahomes or a Tom Brady or a Drew Brees or an Aaron Rodgers, because those guys, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City need him, right, to make a play. 9.9 times out of 10, he makes it. He puts it on the money. He throws a wide receiver open. He hits a guy. When you need that play to be made, they make it. Jimmy Garoppolo's not that guy, and and there's a lot of guys that can't do that, and that's why it's so hard to find guys that can deliver when they have to, because it's a tough position to do that. What do the Niners do with Garoppolo? I'm not sure. I don't know his contract situation off the top of my head, but I would not be surprised if San Francisco move on from him next season. Whether they sniff around and they maybe, if Aaron Rodgers is pried out of Green Bay, I don't think that will happen. But Sam Darnold will be pried out of the Jets. Maybe they go with Darnold, although that would be risky. Maybe Kirk Cousins becomes available. Dak Prescott, maybe. Who knows what's going to happen there? I don't think they're going to finish with an early enough pick to get one of the top guys in the draft. But the more this season wears on, the more I do think San Francisco are going to have a different quarterback next season.